Fourth quarter, 2 minutes left. Kansas City Chiefs down by 3. Patrick Mahomes rolls right, plants his left foot, and Deshaun Hand brings him down. And Patrick Mahomes doesn't get up. Players on both teams, men paid to inflict pain on each other, take a knee. Andy Reid doesn't move. And in that silence, the question that nobody had dared say out loud all season finally found its voice. Is the dynasty over? Chapter 1. Since 2018, the year Mahomes became a full-time starter, he had done something no quarterback in modern football history had done. 3 Super Bowl championships, 3 Super Bowl MVP awards, matching Joe Montana. Only Tom Brady in the history of the league has won more. The highest passer rating in NFL playoff history, 15 postseason wins, trailing only Brady and Montana in all-time history. The first player in NFL history to win 2 league MVPs and 3 Super Bowl MVPs before his 30th birthday. He was 29 years old when he last stood in a Super Bowl. On the trajectory he was on, Brady's all-time record, 7 rings, 5 Super Bowl MVPs, wasn't just a dream. It looked like a schedule. But here's the thing about trajectories. They look clean from a distance. Up close, they're already bending. Because before that December night, there were cracks in the dynasty that the highlight reel was working very hard to hide. And nobody, not the media, not the fans, not even Kansas City, wanted to look directly at them, until the injury forced everyone to. Chapter 2. The 2025 season started exactly the way Chiefs fans expected. 5 wins and 3 losses through the first 8 games. Business as usual, dynasty mode. And then something shifted. Kansas City lost 8 of their final 9 games. Mahomes threw for 3,587 yards and 22 touchdowns. Numbers that would define a career for most quarterbacks. And yet his yards per attempt was the 3rd lowest mark of his career. His passing yards per game were his 2nd lowest. The offense that had terrorized the league for 7 seasons was grinding. Only nobody wanted to call it what it was. Because every week, the story was, Mahomes will figure it out. He always figures it out, except he didn't. The Kansas City Chiefs, 3-time defending AFC champions, missed the playoffs for the first time since 2014. For only the 2nd time in Andy Reid's entire tenure as head coach. For the first time in Patrick Mahomes' career as a starter. That should have been the biggest story in the NFL. And then December 14th happened, and it buried everything. With 2 minutes left against the Chargers, in a game that had already eliminated Kansas City from playoff contention, Mahomes scrambled right to keep the play alive. He planted his left foot. Chargers defensive lineman Deshaun Hand rolled him up from behind. Torn ACL, torn LCL. He grabbed his knee, reached for his trainers, draped both arms over their shoulders, and limped off the field he had ruled for 7 seasons. From the locker room, Mahomes posted a message. He wrote, "Don't know why this had to happen, and not gonna lie, it hurts. But all we can do now is trust in God and attack every single day, over and over again. I will be back stronger than ever." And here's the thing about that statement. He meant every word of it. But whether the NFL would wait, that was the part nobody could answer.
The comeback. Here's what we know about Patrick Mahomes that matters right now. After surgery, after the diagnosis, after the timeline was set, his athletic trainer Rick Burkholder spoke to reporters. He said, "His mindset is a little different than most. He's in here at 6 a.m. He's the last guy out at night. Standard recovery for a torn ACL and LCL is 9 months. That puts a return around week 2 or 3 of the 2026 season. Best case, Mahomes heard 9 months and immediately started trying to beat it. 100 days after surgery, March 25th, he posted a video of himself on a turf field, sleeve on his left knee. He dropped back. He planted his left foot. He threw. His doctors had to hold him back from pushing too hard, not the other way around. The quarterback was ahead of the medical staff. By late March, ESPN's Adam Schefter said Mahomes was tracking toward a week 1 return. Fox Sports' Jay Glazer went further. He said, "His pain threshold is different. His work ethic is different. I would probably hedge on him being back sooner than that, by far, because he just attacks things." The Chiefs traded for Justin Fields as a backup. They covered every contingency. And yet, the NFL gave Kansas City 6 primetime games in 2026, despite a 6-11 season. Think about what that means. The league didn't schedule the Chiefs because of last year. They scheduled the Chiefs because of what Mahomes coming back means for television, for narratives, for the sport itself. The NFL compared it directly to Tom Brady's comeback in 2009. Brady tore his own ACL in Week 1 of 2008, came back the following season, opened on Monday Night Football. Patriots won. Brady went on to win 4 more Super Bowls after that injury. But here's the problem with that comparison, and it's the part of this story that nobody wants to sit with. The real question. Brady tore his ACL at 31. Mahomes tore his at 30. On paper, the math is even better for Mahomes. And yet there are 3 questions that nobody has honest answers to. Question 1. Even if he returns Week 1, will he be the same Mahomes? ACL recovery isn't just physical. The mental part, learning to trust a surgically repaired knee when a 300-pound defensive lineman is closing in from the blind side, that part doesn't show up on a progress report. Multiple quarterbacks in NFL history have returned from ACL tears and never fully recaptured their pre-injury mobility, their pocket escapability, their ability to extend plays with their legs. For Mahomes, those scrambles, those impossible third down conversions where he somehow locates a receiver while running in the wrong direction, that's not decoration, that is the offense. Without that, he's still elite, but he's a different quarterback. And the league that has spent 2 years studying his tendencies already knows how to beat a different quarterback. Question 2. Is Travis Kelce running out of time? Kelce is 37 years old entering 2026. The greatest tight end in the history of the NFL. The weapon that unlocked everything Mahomes has ever done. But the window that once felt limitless, Mahomes and Kelce, 5, 6, 7 more seasons, is no longer limitless. If Mahomes misses weeks, if his mobility is reduced in year 1 post-surgery, if Kelce's body makes the decision that Kelce himself won't make, the window doesn't just narrow, it closes. The verdict. Here's what I actually think. Patrick Mahomes will come back. His work ethic, his recovery pace, his mindset, that part isn't a question. He'll be on that field. But the NFL he returns to is not the one he left. For 7 years, every quarterback in the league was chasing him. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix, Jayden Daniels, these are men who grew up watching Patrick Mahomes. They built their entire games inside his shadow. They don't fear him, they studied him. And here's the darker truth that very few people are willing to say. The 2025 season, before the injury, already showed a Kansas City offense that wasn't the unstoppable machine it had been. 3rd lowest yards per attempt of his career. 8 losses in 9 games. The Chiefs didn't just get interrupted by a knee injury. The dynasty was already changing. Which means this comeback isn't just about a repaired ligament. It's about whether Patrick Mahomes, at 30 years old, post-surgery, with a roster that's aging, in a league that spent 2 full seasons mapping his weaknesses, can reinvent himself one more time. Brady did it at 41. Montana couldn't. Peyton Manning won a ring at 39 and retired the next day because he knew the game was already past him. We don't know which version of this story we're watching. Not yet. What I do know is this. That moment at Arrowhead Stadium, Mahomes reaching for his knee, the stadium falling silent, both teams taking a knee, that wasn't just an injury stoppage. That was the exact second the NFL's center of gravity shifted. Maybe temporarily, maybe permanently. The question was never whether Mahomes comes back. The question is who he comes back to find waiting for him. Drop your answer in the comments. Mahomes returns to form? Dynasty back? Or does this generation of QBs finally take over? Subscribe to Gridiron IQ. We don't do takes, we do the whole story.